Hello everybody and welcome to a grind for the Saberstalk. What's it called? Claws, Blackfang claws. So why are we even doing this at all? Well, you need 5,000 for this specific mount here and another 1,000 for this mount. So in total you need at least 6,000 if you care about the pet as well, but that is BOE, so you can buy that on the auction house. There are also some other things you can spend these claws on, but it's mainly just these two mounts. So why is this not a problem? I mean, you will be getting a lot of claws while you're grinding the rep. Not really. If you grind in a group, you will get about 1,000 claws before you're exalted, then you still need like 5,000 claws. So how to do this efficiently? How to be able to actually get these claws without having to grind forever? I suggest being in a tank spec, so that is like a Death Knight can go Blood, or Druid can go Guardian and whatnot. If you can't go tank, you need to be at least 720 DPS, and maybe even 720 is not enough for certain classes like say a Mage or Shadow Priest. But what you want to do, if you do have a good spec to be able to pull a lot of mobs and do this efficiently, you want the add-on called, well, Crossplay Assist or the add-on Server Hub. This is a very crucial part, so get this add-on here. That is the only thing you really need to do besides the specs that I just mentioned. So you want to go to this little area here, 5780. So as you can see here, there's a little patrol of two mobs. There's like 1, 2, and then I don't know, usually 2 inside the cave, yes, and then another 2 in here, and there's also a little dude up here that always scares you because he jumps down. It's annoying. But okay, so if you pull all these mobs and kill them, you get about 80, maybe 60 only shards. Just have to see. Oh, no, I think I need to. So I'm just gonna do some real fast calculator. You can see my calculator on the screen. So let's just say you get a minimum of say 55 and then times that with let's say 80. So you need to do about 100 pulls in this little area here before you have all the shards that you could ever need. Not that bad when you start thinking about it. So let's get to how you actually do this. So I'm in Guardian spec 710 with a legendary ring, nothing really special. I do have the soul capacitator, but it doesn't really help that much anyway. What I just want to do now is just pull it. And since I'm in tank spec, I can't die. Like seriously, if you're in tank spec, this is not gonna hurt you at all. But basically, you just pull all the mobs here. Pretty easy stuff. And as soon as you pull them, so I like to kind of just kite around a little bit, just to gather them up. And then pop my first defensive cooldowns. And then quickly go for the artillery strike while they're gathered. Really important that they are all, bunched up when you do the artillery strike. And then from now on, you can't really do much else than just pop DPS cooldowns and DPS normally. If you have a really good DPS spec, the pack would already be dead now if you were in a DPS spec. But since I'm tank, I can't really, do it that fast. But there's one thing you need to look out for. It's the shamans. You really want to try and kill the shamans first, because they heal and they also have this stupid self buff or whatever it's called. So focus down the shamans. That is the only thing that you can really do to speed it up. Obviously, if you have, say, an enchantment shaman and you're like 730 in DPS gear, this is an easy grind for you. You can just do one artillery strike and then the pack is pretty much dead 10 seconds after or something like that. But for people like me who don't have the best gear, we have to be a bit more defensive and whatnot. I forgot to mention another thing, stick around for that. I actually forgot to mention two things, but yeah, just stick around for it a little bit. Mind you, I do try to want to include everything that you need to know in this little guide here. Another thing you have to remember now, okay, I'm just gonna mention this real fast while I do kill it. If you use realm hop, so say you just realm hop to a realm, and you're going to be pulling the next pack to kill it. As you pull them up, you leave the group. So just gonna explain this because I did screw up that. Sorry about that. But like, say I just want to be on this realm here, right? And I'm gonna pull the whole pack, pulling the whole pack. And as I'm pulling, I'm just gonna leave the group, because that means that I will get the claws when I'm not in a raid group. So the claws can't drop in raid groups. You just have to know about that. That's just another thing. But yeah, a really important thing that I completely missed. Just over here, this is why this spot is also really nice, because just right by the spot that I mentioned, you got this little pool here, and you want to get to 9 stacks or maybe less if you are DPS class and you're not that defensive. But yeah, just try to get 9 stacks and then go straight back to grinding and do this every 30 minutes. And there you go, 9 stacks. So this means that I do 45% more damage, which is a huge help on my AoE when I don't have that much damage in a tank spec. But yeah, before the video gets too long, hope you found it useful. Maybe not the most like, I don't know, the best content to show or whatever, but it's kind of useful because I know a lot of people maybe have some questions still about this if they're considering doing this in Legion or just going for it now. Because like maybe I should just wait for Legion, but it's actually fast enough to do it right now. And in Legion, there's just gonna be more competition for this little area that there is now, because well, you know the. Just gonna mention this real fast here, but can't even find stupid Pandaria. Okay, so you know the Isle of Giants. Right now, everyone is connected on this area. So there's a huge competition for these bones here, but it wasn't that much competition in Mr. Pandaria, but that changed when Legion launched because so many people are over there now, and it's gonna be the same for Legion in Tanan Jungle. A lot more people will be here in your connected realm bullshit. Yeah. But yeah, before the video gets too long, have a good one. Hope you found it useful. Feel free to comment if you have any questions, subscribe and like as well if you want to. And goodbye.